Yeah. What's good? Good morning. Saturday, May 1st, 2021. This is Spade of Spades podcast. We back in studio with it. It's a nice, beautiful spring day outside. I'm feeling good. Welcome back to the program.
Nice to be back.
Nice to be here.
So, Scoop, who we got in studio, man?
Today in studio, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the method love, my little brother. Introduce yourself, brother.
How you doing? My name is the Method Love. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready to chat, ready to see what we can.
So normally I wouldn't be sitting at the round table with a Cowboys fan, but
I can respect that. I can understand. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? You got the keychain on, man. It's like
I gotta rep my team now. I gotta rep.
Yeah.
So okay, real quick. You from the area, right?
Yes, sir.
See, I don't understand this. Like,
I don't understand why you don't understand it.
why do people who are born and raised from PG County or DC are Cowboys fans? I don't get it.
Break it down to you. People from DC, just think about it. Dallas Cowboys, DC. That's one.
Yeah.
Two.
I ain't buying it.
But you want
back in the day, name one single franchise in sports back then that was more racist than the Redskins. With George Allen and all. I'm saying back then in the NFL, well, just the NFL back then.
As far as what?
They was racist. They was the last people to have a black player on their team.
You want to know something else that's actually kind of crazy?
Who was the first black quarterback to play in the Super Bowl?
I understand that. But that's the roots of that. That was before that. Mind you, Doug Williams won that in the 80s. I'm talking about in the 70s and all that, in the 60s. Yeah, that's why a lot of the people from here, especially our color, was Dallas Cowboys fans.
Time out.
That's where it stems from.
Hold on.
Also, which is also kind of crazy.
Look at it. It's red skin.
But it's a lot.
Come on now. That's why y'all the football team.
It's a lot of people.
Stop it.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Real quick before we move on.
Okay.
It's already been documented that over 90% of the Native American population do not believe that name is racist. They embrace it.
Where did you get that? 90%?
They've done surveys. You know who has a problem with it? White people.
Well, I heard the surveys like
how you going to say a name is racist and you're not even Native American?
Like the younger generation of the Native Americans has a problem with it.
No, they don't.
That's what I saw.
No, they don't, bro. No, they don't.
It's been wrong.
No, they don't. They don't.
Well, I'm just saying, if they, man, come on now. If it was a Tennessee Blackskins,
he gotta quit. He does.
Okay, look. It's one thing if a majority of the population is like, all right, we don't agree with this. This needs to be changed. You can't interview a small sample size of the entire community and then use that as a badge of honor to say, oh, well, his name is racist, but not interview the other half of the population, which overwhelmingly agrees that it's not racist.
But they realize just call them red, though. They call them red, Vic. They call them red.
Okay. Back on topic. What's that got to do with being born and raised from the DMV and you don't support the home teams? Like, you can't be a Nats fan. You can't, like, for example, Chris that's in TOB. Shout out to Chris, right? He a Cowboys fan, diehard Cowboys fan. How you support the Nats, the Wizards, the Caps, but you're a Cowboys fan and you from the city?
I just told you why.
I ain't buying it, bro. I'm not buying it.
It's people in Texas that's Redskins fans. That's watching the football teams. It's the crazy thing is,
I don't understand that either.
Me either.
I don't get
it. But that they just don't like that.
I don't get that.
They just don't like that. Yeah,
they don't like Jerry Jones so much. Yeah, they for their rivals.
Right.
When I went down to school, I met a couple Redskins fans that was from Texas. It threw me off. Yeah. It threw me off, but that's
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah,
if I was from Texas, I'll be a Cowboys fan, but I'm not.
That's the game.
So
that's the game, but it's okay. It's cool.
All right, moving on from that, man. All right, so I checked out a lot of your work.
Okay.
And it's some good material, man.
I appreciate that. I really do.
What made you want to get into the whole photography thing? Because, you know, photography it's a lot of, you got to have a lot of creativity. You gotta be good with the angles. You got to be good with the lighting, the editing.
Yeah.
And then if you're doing a shoot outside, you got to kind of
Block the natural.
block out like the light and visualize like, okay,
how you want this
to
come out.
How you want this to come out. So what made you want to get into that?
So necessarily, I've always had a great fascination for photos since I was a kid. So my grandfathers and a couple of my close friends are photographers as well.
Okay.
But since my fascination with pictures have grown, you know, I was like, I could be a photographer. There's a couple things that I wanted to do in my life, you know, that just didn't work out how I thought they would. So photography is like my main outlet. It's you know, it's something that I always love doing. I love having a camera in my hand. You know, it's fun for me. You know, once again, I appreciate you for the comments for my work. It does take a lot out of me. I will be honest about that. It does, you know, because I try to make sure that everything that I put out has a meaning behind it, you know, or at least you get something from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal in the DMV or in the world in general was to be the best photographer in Maryland. So
best in the DMV right
the
now.
best in the yeah. That's my personal opinion. I haven't had anybody ever tell me that I'm not. Of course, my name. I feel like my name will be eventually mentioned with all the other up and coming photographers. DMV, you know. We just putting in work, man. You know, it's personally the work that's on my Instagram. That's just off top. You know, that's just off top. Me just getting it done. You know, I got a lot in store for, you know, the upcoming years and stuff like that. So, but photography, to answer your question, because I went off topic. I'm sorry, but that's really what it is. That's like my outlet. That's what I love to do.
And we talked about this last show too, as far as like finding just finding your niche and finding like what's therapeutic for you. So do you find photography to be like therapeutic for you, as far as like when you're going through something, you know, you just kind of, you don't even have to be shooting somebody. You can just get out, go out and about, start taking some pictures.
I do. Photography. If you are a photographer, or if you want to become a photographer, I personally believe that if you are driven and passionate enough about what you want to do, you can use it as a therapy session. I know that I do, especially when I'm going through something, or just in general. You know, pictures say 1,000 words without me having a caption. So I could post a picture and it just be, I could post a picture without a caption. You can understand the meaning behind the photo just because of how I bring it out. But on a therapy standpoint, yes, it works perfectly. It puts your mind in a different light. It lets you be you. You know, you get to be as free as possible. Nobody can tell you how to feel or what to feel. Your pictures can speak that for you.
Right.
Yeah, he'll hit me, be like, yeah, bro, you want to shoot? I hit up. The crazy thing is, like, I hit a lot of my friends, you know, because I got a great support system around me. I will be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the support that I have and that I'm getting is amazing to me, especially me coming from the bottom, from the ground up. It's just like, it's beautiful to see. You know, I love it. But yeah, I hit a lot of my friends and just be like, yeah, you want to shoot? Because I got this crazy idea that I need to do, and we got to get it out. Like, I got to get it out here. You know, like, it's a couple of, like, I can't wait for a lot of people to see what I got coming on now.
What's the hardest thing about, I mean, even like before you prep for a shoot, like what's the hardest part of the process that you've seen so far? I know you're still learning, but like,
more so just making sure that your mental is in the right spot before you shoot, during the shoot, and after the shoot. Making sure that you stay calm at all times. That's probably the hardest part for me. Due to me, you know, I suffer from anxiety and stuff like that. So I try to make sure that my stuff is at a low, so I'm comfortable enough be in the zone, you know. But I of course I do everything I need to do before anybody gets to the studio, you know. So by the time you get to the studio, we locked in. Like I ain't thinking about that no more. Like we gotta get it popping.
So how long do you normally need prior to the shoot to like kind of prep, get yourself in the right frame of mind? Before
For
you lock
me,
in?
I personally about an hour. About an hour. Normally, so if my shoot is booked at 4, I'll get to my studio by 3.
Okay.
From 3 to 3:50 is really the time that I give myself, because that 10 minutes is when you'll be pulling up within that 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So it gives me time to, you know, make sure everything's straight, make sure I'm good. Then once I'm good, I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready to get it popping. I'm ready to shoot. We can shoot all day, every day. Like it's, you know, I'm with it. I'm ready.
Yeah, the professional look, feel, when just coming from a person that took pictures with you, had shoots, is unreal from where you are at.
I appreciate that. I really do.
You know what I'm saying? This is not just coming from because I'm your big brother.
I
It's
appreciate
coming
that.
from
I really do.
Outside look on it, because I wasn't the type of person to take pictures. I wasn't like, hey, I mean, I was taking like professionally. You know what I'm saying? Like a photo shoot photographer. You know what I'm saying? Before I met him. When I met him, I was, and then he started showing me. I'm like, hey, cuz, how about you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like my dudes want to do family photos now, so it's like it's crazy that the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I'm so into photos because of him.
It's just the fact that I put so much passion behind what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I want everybody to eventually come and shoot with me eventually, just so you can have a general consensus of yourself. You know, you give me your own personal opinion on how you feel about it. I mean, me personally, if you want me to brag, I've had a bad review yet. I haven't had anybody tell me, you know, oh no, you shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing. I have a lot of people like, bro, where do we need to get you so we can put you at the? A lot of people feel like I'm underrated.
Yes,
I personally feel that way. I feel that way as well. But it's just all in good fun. You know, the photography scene in the DMV. You know, I got a lot of good photographer friends. You know, shout out to More in Focus. You know, shout out L Battle Photo. You know, all my guys. You
I was
know
gonna ask you about that because you don't really hear too much about the scene. I know one of my little bros, Cameron. I know he do a lot of good stuff too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I got a lot of people that I follow that are photographers. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep up with everybody.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But the photography scene in the DMV, well, the photography scene in general, if you want me to be honest, a lot of these new higher end photographers, they're selfish. If you really want me to be honest, they're not the type that want to give you the advice because they don't want to see you further. So my job,
like dog eat dog.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly what it is. It's like a dog eat dog world in
same thing in
the facts.
Boy.
So my job is I'm putting out work for other people to be like, man, I want to know how to do that, or man, I want to do that because I can teach you.
Yeah.
That's my whole goal in this photography thing. I want people that are doing what I'm doing to be just as successful as I am, or just as successful as I will be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it works out. You know, I love it. I got a mentee.
Right.
Yeah, her name is Dea. She's amazing. Like she's amazing. Like crazy. Like Virtuous Works. That's her Instagram. She's amazing, bro. Like she showed. I thought I was good. Like I thought I was good, but just the fact that like seeing her work, she is amazing, bro. Like oh my god. Like her creative mind is crazy.
I don't understand why people think just because somebody else eating, you can't eat too.
Right.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like it's different flavors, but if you put them flavors together, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna make something awesome.
And that's just how I feel about it. You know, I personally feel like every photographer should work with another photographer because it gives you another outlet to think about. It gives you another creative standpoint to lean on. You know what I'm saying? Necessarily, I love working with other photographers. You know, it helps me out too. It's things that I know that you probably don't know, and it's things that you know that I probably don't know. So we should be able to just come together, get it together. We can all make money
and collaborate.
Right.
And make one big project.
One big thing.
Lemonade and tea sell good separately.
Right, but together, like come on, man. I love it though. Like it's an amazing feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. If you really want me to be honest, like, you know, I'm really blessed to be in the position that I'm in to put the content out that I put out, to reach the people that I reach. You know, my photography has a special place in my heart, and I'm hoping that it has a special place in yours when you shoot with me too.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you. As far as how often have you, if at all, worked with other photographers in the area? Because, you know, we've talked about this on the show before, as far as, you know, us having so much talent in the area, but you know, people who are doing the same thing, you know, a lot of people feel like, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to help the next person out because I want to be the best, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, like, where you are in the world or whatever, or even in the area. Like, there's always going to be someone out there who's just as good as you,
right? If not better.
Right. So, you know, it comes back to us, you know, trying to eat together and help each other out.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, we talked about this also. We don't really pass information down to each other. It's just, you know, I got all this information. I'm going to keep it to myself, and then when I die, I'm going to take it with me to the grave.
That's the photographer world. That's exactly the way you explain. That's exactly how it is. I try to work with up and comers. If you really want me to be on, I try to work with people that are like where I was like years ago. So I'm like, I want you to see, because I allow up and comers to come to my studio and shoot free of charge.
See that?
Just because I'm like, I want you to see the difference because of what you shooting with and then what I work with. I want you to see if you gonna like it or not. You know, I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm not charging you. You come in here, you can bring your friends, you can bring as many people as you want. I don't care. I just want you to get as comfortable as possible with your camera. You know, that's what we're working on. You know, I'm working on getting a really big building, to where as though I have studios in each building, to where as though I have my up and comers at the bottom, and I'm going all the way up to the top. You know. Yeah,
because I mean, you know, I control the social media, like, you know, for our page and whatnot. But you know, I've had podcasts reach out to us that's been doing it for like 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they tell us all the time, like, they ask me questions about certain things and whatnot, and they definitely watch and say, like, yo, like, we like really like what y'all doing. We've been doing this for a while, but like y'all doing it right now. I'm like, we only been doing this for a year. Like, I feel like we still got a lot of room to improve and get better and whatnot. But you know, just to hear that from, you know, podcasts that are like down in Texas or Tennessee or wherever,
that's respect.
It definitely does mean a lot knowing that people that's doing the same thing as you are reaching out and giving advice and saying, hey, try this or and whatnot, just to give you a few pointers, you know, so that way you can better your craft.
Right. I don't never want anybody to take my words like I'm trying to, you know, overpower what they're trying to do or anything like that. My words are just coming from experience. Yeah. I've been doing photography since 2014. Yeah. So my work, I'm still learning. Right. So, you know, my work is where it's at right now due to the fact that I've done so much research and put so much time and effort into learning the camera before I even picked it up. So when I picked it up, I knew what I was doing. Right. That's how I knew the dedication for me was there. I was like, because my attention span is not that, you know. I'd be like, I'll read something, then I'll go to something else. But when I read all the stuff about photography, I was like, oh, yeah, this is me. I can do this.
And
like, I can. Like, it's yeah, man, like, photography is dope. It really is.
Because it's not as simple as just picking up a camera and hitting that flash button. It's not that simple, man.
This is what I tell everybody.
It's not that simple,
man. You can't pick up a camera and call yourself a photographer. Let's just start there. You'll never be able to pick up any kind of camera and say, hey, I'm a photographer now. This is what I want to do. You don't understand what goes on in a photographer's life for you to even say that you're a photographer. Just because you picked up a camera and took a couple pictures outside, you don't call yourself a photographer. Right. You don't put yourself in, when you're a photographer, you put yourself in positions to where as though you're trying to better everybody else and also better yourself at the same time. You make sure that the clientele that you're working with is happy with your work, and you make sure that you're comfortable with what you're putting out. Yeah. You can't be, no. I have a lot of people that'll just be like, I've seen, let me not say I have, because nobody that I know that picks up a camera is not a photographer. You know, I can't, I won't even allow a lot of people to pick up a camera if you're not driven and passionate about it. If this is not something that you want to do, don't pick it up.
Yeah.
Don't pick it up. Don't do it. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of behind the scenes work that a lot of people don't know about. The constant editing alone. Editing alone can, depending on how many pictures you gotta edit, editing alone can take you 2-3 weeks if depending on how many pictures you got.
Right.
But if you mastered just knowing how you want your pictures to come out, it shouldn't take you that long.
That's one thing that I did not know. That editing takes so long.
Yeah, because
you thinking about something like that ain't gonna take that long, bruh.
it takes a while because you want to make sure that everything is right. You know what I'm saying? And then it's also with the clientele that you're working with too. You know what I'm saying? The clientele that you're working with, they could be impatient or they can be like, yeah, I need this like next day, you know, And if you don't work like that, it's gonna frustrate you. I've mastered myself to where as though I can edit your photos within a day or two because I'm gonna start immediately after we're done our photo shoot.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna take that much time for you to have your photos back, because why would I have you wait 3 weeks for some photos that they're gonna be sitting right here.
Yeah, because I mean, you can easily have like 100 pictures easily.
Easy.
Quick. 100 pictures is 100 pictures is like 20 pictures to me.
Right.
It don't take that long. Like
Yeah, seeing you do your thing motivates me, man.
I appreciate
it. Like when I said about podcasts, having good friends and people telling you, I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, that I have somebody that, you know, been doing it, doing, you know, a profession longer than me, and then I can see, even though we doing different things, I can see how he do things and then go about how I do things. It's good to have good friends. Yeah. That's what we talked about last podcast. It's good to have good friends, people. And iron sharpens iron. Facts. You know what I'm saying? For real, I probably wouldn't be as hard body and I am doing this thing if it wasn't for this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have friends, people.
I appreciate that.
It is.
Yeah, because he off topic off me now. He's always been talking about doing podcasts and stuff like that, and I've always supported him with any decision that he wanted to do, you know, because that's what you do, you know, as a brother, as a friend, you know what I'm saying? You make sure that whoever you support and they have the strongest support system that they have, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when he got on here, I was stupid excited for him. I was like, yeah, like he get the, like, yeah, bro, like he get to do it. Like, nah, because it's just the fact that my brother is really like, he's goal driven. You know what I'm saying? So this was a goal in his life, you know, to be on a podcast, you know.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Oh,
I thought I did. I was super excited.
He tends to do that. It's okay. But when
I tell you, the first podcast, I was super nervous.
Yeah, like that phone call was hilarious. But it's you know, I love it. You know, I love to see. This podcast is great. I watch it. I watch it all the time.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you.
You know, I watch it a lot. You know, I'll be like, yeah, like, because at first I'm be honest, I'm not a big person that like to be on camera, that like to talk, you know, and stuff like that.
Had to drag.
Yeah, he had to. Because I'm more like in the back, in the shadows kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to be in my videos.
I'll be like, nah, I'm good. Like,
okay, you can talk. I'm like,
I'm a laid back kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like to be on camera too much, but when I get on camera, like, I know how to.
See, and that's what means a lot too, man. Because we've had people come on the show that just they just hate talking in front of the camera, or we've had people who don't even like podcasts, and they watch, you know, like our podcast or you know, other podcasts on the network, and they say, man, like I really like what y'all doing, and I don't even like watching podcasts. It's like, hey, man, just, you know, keep tuning in. We just want to try to provide good content as much as possible.
Because I feel like, no disrespect to no other podcasters, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like most podcasts, it comes off as like they like experts of a certain thing, or they, you know what I'm saying, they overall you know what I'm saying, been experienced and they the OG or something. You know what I'm saying? With us, it's like it's coming from a regular person perspective.
Yeah.
We are regular people.
Regular Joe Schmo.
Right. You know what I mean? We just speaking our opinion on these things.
Sometimes I stumble when I put my pants on. You know what I'm saying? We normal. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a sense of, you know what I'm saying, people can relate to us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, we, you know what I'm saying, we keep doing our thing and people keep coming in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times we've talked about stuff that happened like that morning on the show or like the day before, and just like we just bring it to the program because like we know a lot of people can and will relate to what we're talking about. Yeah. You know, not just our own people, but like just everyone, different creeds. You know, so. But yeah, moving on. Topic of the day, Scoop. So go ahead.
So the topic of the day is vulnerability. When can you be vulnerable? When is a good time to be vulnerable? What's the best time to be vulnerable? The thing about vulnerability is sometimes you can't control it. Yeah. Can't control being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just happens because of circumstance. You know what I'm saying? It just comes out. So it's like, when can you be vulnerable? Because there's times when it comes out, it's the wrong time. Yeah. Sometimes it comes out, it's a good time. One of the best examples of that is why we cool. Yeah. He was going through a breakup. He was hurting. And I was training him at, you know, where we was working at, and we created a bond. Then the bond got bigger when we went through the biggest breakup in my life. Cried like a mug in that freezer. Didn't know how he was gonna take it, but it was that moment, and it came over me, and I couldn't control it. But thank God I did it to the right person, and he handled it right. Yeah. And now we are where we are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I've been in situations where vulnerability bite me in the ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought up this topic because, and I'm glad you just told that brief story because being vulnerable doesn't mean it has to be towards, you know, like a woman of significance. It could be like towards like, you know, your boys, right?
Yeah.
I got boys in my corner, and Scoop, you know this obviously, that, you know, I'm real close with, and I've seen them share tears about different things that was, you know, very important to them. And it's real easy, you know, for people to judge the next person and be like, man, why you tripping? Yeah. Like, what you crying for? Right, yeah. You know, kind of like taking a shot at you, like, man up kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like you don't know the severity of the situation that's causing this grown man to tear up and break down the way that he's breaking down. So, you know, I've had moments where I've had that myself, and, you know, instead of, you know, my boys judging me and whatnot, they just like, you know, pat me on the shoulder and, you know, say, man, let's go grab a couple of drinks and figure this thing out and go from there. Mm-hmm. You know, instead of me later on hearing about, you know, them judge me behind my back, you know, and a lot of our own people, you know, once again, you know, we so quick to judge each other and talk down on each other, not understanding the significance of whatever it is we're going through.
It's because a lot of people they don't understand because they've never been through that situation. Me personally, I know a lot about vulnerability. I go through it quite often. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to be around. I personally feel like the perfect time for you to be vulnerable is when you feel safe. If you don't feel, if you're not comfortable within that situation or whoever you're around, your vulnerability won't show. That's just to me. Like how my brother said, when I'm around him, I'm allowed to feel that way. I'm allowed to be vulnerable. I'm allowed to speak and say and cry and do whatever. I got, you know, my best friends, you know, I can do that around them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Good.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So, you just, that's just the perfect time. And vulnerability doesn't consist of just one topic. You can be vulnerable about anything. Like, I was vulnerable about photography at one time. It was one point in time where I didn't think that I was gonna be able to do this. Like, I was like, nah, like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. But when you comfortable and you safe within wherever you at, it's not hard. Cry.
Yeah,
that's what I tell everybody. Like, it don't matter where you are. I mean, as long as you feel safe within yourself, let it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, the world gonna keep turning. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep everybody. If somebody say whatever they say about you, let them say it. It shouldn't bother you, because you're like, all right, man. Like, yeah, I'm crying. Yeah, I feel this way. That's how that's gonna work out. But then you know what to do to switch it around, so you can make it feel like you'll never have to have this feeling again, even though it always turns around way worse the next time.
Yeah, because we as men, we like to like give off this facade, like, we're tough, we're masculine, like nothing can break us down, nothing can bother us, especially like when we're around our women or someone that we're dealing with. We like to give off that facade, but at the same time, it's
men
also
have feelings too.
Yeah, it's also important to realize that. As as masculine as we
even
are,
other dudes don't be understanding that. I'm like, bro, like.
But here's the thing:
we have emotions.
Yeah, but here's the thing: this is also another thing that I've learned just being in this world. Not a lot of people. It's not a lot of men in this world that have grown up to been able to say how they feel about certain things.
You're right about that.
So like their household won't allow it. You know what I'm saying? Like your mom or your dad, they won't allow you to speak on how you feel. Yeah, you just supposed to just be like, oh, you a man, you can be all right, but not knowing that a lot of that stuff, men hold that.
Back. Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't show you how I truly feel. I can't show you how much I genuinely love you, all this stuff.
Exactly.
My household didn't teach me that.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of glad that my dad was like that, because he was the type of guy, he had that kind of a little bit of toxic masculinity when he was like, suck it up, but he also knew when it was time to be emotional.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying, when it was time to like, you can let it out. It's okay.
Like, shout out to my dad too, because he definitely did the same thing.
My dad knew I was gonna get big. I didn't know I was gonna be this big, but he knew I was gonna be big. You know how hard it is to be a 300-pound black man that's heavily emotional in this country, in this society nowadays. Yeah, that is hard, dude.
Yeah. It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they be like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, bro, like, I can't help the fact that I'm emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I control my emotions. I learned to, have better control of my emotions. But I can't help that I'm emotional. That's just me. That's just how God created me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard because not only am I a man, I'm big as hell.
People just can't accept.
You know what I'm saying? They can't accept, you know what I'm saying? Then you gay. Because I'm emotional?
Yeah.
Like, dude has emotions. We have emotions.
That's crazy.
Why can we not be vulnerable? Because that's so weakness. It's okay to be weak.
Exactly.
The people that at their toppest and at their strongest, they was weak at one time.
Facts.
You learn where you at your weakest. Yeah. That's when you learn your best, lessons in life. When you at your lowest point, when you able to open up and figure out what's going on, when you able to look yourself in the mirror, like, I'm fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
But people who have a lot to say about someone else opening up and showing their emotions, they typically are fucked up in their own right.
Yeah,
they got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, and they don't know how to say it within themselves, so they feel like joking about it or joking to someone that is going through that is a way out, and it's not a way out. Personally, I think everybody should have at least one person where they can just go and just talk to. Yeah. Whether if it's good, bad, whatever, you just need that one secure person. You don't need a lot of people. You need that one secure person to where as though you can be like, you know what, I know I can go to you. I can talk to you about whatever it is. I can get all my emotions out. I can let everything out just so I can feel comfortable within myself. A lot of people just It's crazy. Like a lot of people, they don't understand. Whew, hold on, because I'm saying a lot because I'm getting distracted. No, because I get here's the thing, I get annoyed by certain things like that just because nobody's looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You just looking at this one thing that's in front of you, this mic right here. This is what you're looking at. You're not looking at everything else around you.
Tunnel vision.
Exactly. You're not paying attention to any of that. I'm only paying attention to this one mic. I'm not seeing Scoop and I'm not seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a lot of problem. He was like, because that's what they've been trained to do. That's how I look at it. That's what you've been trained. You've been trained to tunnel vision on this one thing that everything else around you is a part of this one thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because one of the main reasons, like when I brought this up, was because on the other side of somebody being vulnerable to whoever you're being vulnerable to.
Facts.
They don't understand what kind of power they have in that moment. Like when we was talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Remember we was talking about mental health, and we was like, whoever's, spewing that to you, and you caused that for your actions, and you knew your actions was going to cause that. When somebody's being vulnerable to you and you know what I'm saying, you disrespect their vulnerability.
Take advantage of it, yeah.
You don't understand what that does to the person. You know what I'm saying? I had that happen to me.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was, in the workplace, I thought to get to this person, I had to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And it was disrespected. And dude, you don't understand how hard that is.
Yeah.
When you're vulnerable to somebody and you don't even want to be vulnerable to them, but you feel like you have to.
Yeah.
And they looking you in your face and just disrespect your vulnerability.
Yeah.
That is hard.
And just think,
to deal with.
Just think like even prior to you even talking to that person, just think about all the thoughts and emotions you have within your own self to even get you to the place of even want to approach that person that you think you can trust.
Right. Yeah. That's also a lot of people who have that's trust issues.
Right.
That's what that is. I suffer from that too. Like I don't trust a lot of people with a lot of information about me. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know whatever information you give out, it can also be thrown back in your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the information that I give out, I make sure that the information that I give out, if you throw it back in my face, I'm comfortable with you doing that because I know that this is what I set out to say and this is what I set out to do. As far as I don't like that. I don't like
even over the years, like as I've gotten older, I've started to like not really like downsize my circle of people that I surround myself with, but I just started to really like just be cognizant of who I have around, just because the things that I go through or eventually will go through, I kind of want to just keep that circle as tight as possible, because
you need them real ones that what I'm saying, that's gonna be there, that's gonna have that foundation when you fall and they'll pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Because you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Knowing both, all of us knowing y'all.
Yeah.
We know a lot of people. Yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But are you like that person that I come call and lean on? It's a difference.
No.
Like, bro, I fuck with you. Like, I'm not saying I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
But when I say friends, like, I'm talking about people that I call on almost a day-to-day basis or the weekly basis, that I need to know, like, how you doing? You doing good? Yo, this happening, this some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There's only a couple people I can say that I can do that for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need that.
Yeah, you do. You really do, because it's a lot that weighs on you throughout this life that you live. You know what I'm saying? You just it's a lot that weighs on you throughout this life that you live. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily know you don't know what your life holds.
Right.
Nobody knows what their life
Not at all
holds. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you have, if you got a tight enough circle to where as though you know that you don't know what your life behold, they don't know what their life behold, but you want to do this together to make sure that we all succeed. That's what you need in your life. You need a not a group of friends.
Yeah.
You need two friends. If you ask me, I have 2 close people. I lied. Sorry, y'all. Don't beat me up. 3 close people that I talk to on a daily basis to make sure that their mental is together and everything, and they do the same for me.
Yeah. For us as men too, what's even more, I guess, what can be disappointing at times too is when we associate ourselves with and get involved with, certain women that we get involved with throughout our lives. The narrative is, okay, well, when we don't open up, right, it's an issue. So when they would say, okay, well, why don't you communicate with me? Why don't you talk to me, right? But then when you do it, and shit goes wrong, then it's like then it's taken advantage of when you do open up and express yourself about things that you got going on or things that you don't agree with or the way you see things, and then just having that realization, like, damn, like I really can't trust you with any information that I tell you, because when shit go wrong, you just want to use it against me.
Yeah. D. Ray Davis, the comedian, said, he said, don't tell no woman nothing about you that's significant if you don't plan on being with them forever. He said, because females will take advantage of that. He said, well, the next time, and when you want to kill yourself, call another bitch.
It's women out here that's really like that.
Yeah,
it really is.
What?
Yeah.
It is.
Hey, auntie.
Yeah.
It really is,
Did you just say that to me?
Yeah.
I realized I came to you when I was trying to kill myself. It's funny, but at the same time, it's really messed up.
Yeah.
I called you because I was planning on killing myself, in the event, so I won't kill myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you.
Right.
Then you took advantage of that because we got into it.
Right.
And you like, if you want to kill yourself, call another girl. What? That is crazy. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
that's exactly what I'm talking about on the other side of that. What?
And that's just a small example of even the emotional trauma we go through at times.
Yeah.
That we be trying to tell them, like, hey, look, I'm trying to communicate with you. I'm trying to do this, that, and the third with you. But then if you're gonna do that, you can't be mad at me because I shut down or I don't want to talk to you or I ain't want to be around you. You can't be mad at me.
But they will be.
Yes.
You just caused that trauma.
Yeah, I understand that, but here's the thing. I grew up in a household full of women. So I have a little extensive knowledge on how this supposedly is.
I grew up around a lot of females too, so
it's necessarily. Hold on, where do I want to start? Because
speak your truth.
Yeah, no,
speak your truth.
That's crazy, man.
Go ahead, speak your truth.
Where do I necessarily want to start? I mean, this is just from me in general, because I'm not the type to express myself and stuff like that. But when I do, you just have to. I don't want to say roll with the punches.
Hell no.
No, listen. Oh, no. Listen. I'm not saying roll with the punches. Yeah. Trust me.
Yeah.
I personally believe if you feel some type of way and I tell you about it and then you feel some type of way about what I told you, you might as well just cut this short.
Yeah.
You might as well just dub it.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not comfortable enough, if we in a situation to where as though I tell you how I feel and you just looking at me like, what do you mean? No.
Right,
if you can't take my feelings into account, why do I have to? I got to do that to you.
That's
right.
like
you know what I'm saying?
That's like plucking a newborn in the soft spot.
Exactly.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like somebody at my weakest.
Exactly. But another thing, it depending on how the severity of your situation is, depending on with that woman, they might not know how to take it.
That's true.
But if you know that and you hear where the conversation going, hey, I don't think I'm ready to hear that right now. If you do that, then that's fine. Don't disrespect nobody's vulnerability. That's what I'm saying. Don't disrespect nobody's vulnerability. If it's foreign to you, and you know what I'm saying, don't disrespect nobody's vulnerability. That's all I'm saying.
You may take it. This is the thing. This is another thing that a lot of men and women do a lot. You may take it. You're taking it like it's disrespect. They're taking it like that's really like the best answer or the best possible answer that they can give you, because they never been in that situation that you've been in. So how could you necessarily?
But man, I'm talking about if I just talk to you about killing myself, and then we got into it, and you like, hey, bro, when you want to kill yourself, talk to another dude, talk to your other bro, because I don't got time for that. I might hit you on your shit, real life. I might break your jaw. Cause like, who you talking to?
No,
who you talking
I understand.
to? You know
you in a you in a bone. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You know,
that is crazy.
I'm never gonna tell you that, bro. So like,
I'm just saying,
I'm never gonna tell you that.
Don't take it as disrespect. But how you gonna tell me that and don't think that's disrespect? How you do that? How that utter out your mouth? And you be like, yo, this is good advice. That's not good advice.
You talking about a woman at the end of the day.
I'm just talking about, no, period. A dude, a female, they, them, any of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you talking, they don't know how to handle it.
But don't disrespect me like that.
That's
wild.
I understand.
Go talk to somebody else.
They don't.
You said no. The way they said it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like I'm not ready to handle this right now. You know, you need to probably go.
Nobody. They don't know how to do that.
And so you just gonna disrespect me like that? That's not cool.
Did you not hear what I just said? You're not listening to what I'm telling you. You're not hearing nothing that I'm saying.
Go ahead.
They're not.
That's crazy.
No, for real, because I got family members that do that. I have family members that do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll tell them a serious situation, and they say what they say because they feel like, all right, this is what I'm gonna say. This is how we gonna go about it. But it doesn't work out like that.
You need a shot?
Like I'm saying, like, are you okay? Like,
that's crazy.
It's right. You got it. Like, it's just, you know, yeah. They don't,
man. If I had a cup, I would. That's crazy. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying.
It depends on the person that you're doing it to. That's all I can necessarily say.
Like, people backgrounds, dude.
Yeah.
What kind of home, house you was at that that's normal to say to somebody when they going through vulnerability? How is that normal?
You know, I get what you're saying as far as saying, you know what, especially if they're not comfortable with having that conversation with you right away, or if they don't know how to have that conversation, just simply say, you know what, I'm not prepared to have this conversation right now. Maybe you should talk to somebody else about that. But don't use that as an opportunity when you're uncomfortable to insult someone, to disrespect that. I think that's what Scoop is saying.
No, I understood exactly what that was.
Yeah.
But that's
he coming from like the people background. You don't know how they grew up.
You don't know how they grew up. That's how I look at everything. Like,
you know, if their mama was like that, their daddy was like that. Somebody that's influential with them that was like that. From and they realize thinking they giving you good advice.
Yeah, right. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Really, like, boy, like snap out that suicidal shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit.
Man, look, here's the thing.
You good? I'm not.
Here's the thing.
I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good.
I hate that. I hate that saying.
Understand that I'm not good.
I hate that they don't because, one, like I said, they're not in that position, so they don't understand exactly the severity of what you're going through.
Right.
And two, that's everybody's general statement to say, oh, you gonna be good, you know, da-da-da-da-da, because
when the milk smells sour, you know it's not good.
That's a but everybody's general statement is to say, yeah, you gonna be good, you gonna be okay, you gonna be straight. You don't know exactly what I'm gonna be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this conversation that we having right now could be a determination conversation.
It could be the last conversation.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, with somebody on this earth.
In there on the phone with somebody, be like, yeah, they want, bruh, and just it's that, and another thing that can also be a burden.
I was that person.
That could be a burden. You gotta watch that. If you're severely going through that, okay, but don't put no pressure on nobody if you want to kill yourself. If you want to kill yourself, don't put no pressure on nobody somebody, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna help me, and don't do that, because at the end of the day, that's your decision.
But it's a cry for help, though.
I know that's a cry for help, and I'm trying to help you. Right. But at the same time, you're not about to put the pressure on me. Like on the phone, Vic, I'm about to do it. Like what?
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's really
that's a lot,
it's
bro.
Really to see.
That's a lot.
It's really to see how you going to carry the situation. If you really want me to be honest, I've been in that situation before to where as though I was the one on the phone saying that to somebody, and I was the one on the phone listening to somebody
that's
say
tough,
it.
man.
So, bro, that's why another thing with the vulnerability. When my bros committed suicide, bro. Never in my life I ever on social media cried on social media. I decided to go on social media and tell my truth.
Your story.
I didn't know what nobody was going through at that time, but I want you to see how vulnerable and how fucked up I am in that spot. So when somebody going through that and they say they they going through, go see them now.
Right.
Because I want you to see how vulnerable I am on the screen, and you go talk to that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's power within that, man. And the way you deal with that power, that is going to shift how it's going to go.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, like, life is too short. So if you're going through something with somebody, and it's not a very good situation, try to make amends with that person if you can. Yes. Because you never know, especially if it's a loved one, you never know when it's going to be their last day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's true. At least try to make an attempt to make amends, because I mean it's wild out here. You never know when somebody's gonna take their last breath, and if somebody is showing you the signs that they are suicidal or whatnot. I understand, like, a lot of people are afraid or scared because they don't know what to do in that situation. But at least ask the question, like, okay, what's going on, right? Or why do you feel this way? What can I do to help?
Certain people can't explain that in that situation.
Right.
I would briefly I stated I was one of those people that couldn't explain why. I couldn't explain it to you right then and there.
Yeah.
Why I wanted to do the bodily harm to myself. You know what I'm saying? You just have to, you gotta make sure that you have enough, especially dealing with suicidal people, you gotta make sure you have enough patience, enough care, and enough love in your heart to where as though you can make sure that if they're the person that you call, you're with them 24/7. You make sure that they're good 24, like you check up on them, or you go see them, or you do everything that you do in your power to make sure that they're okay. It's not but you also, like you said, a lot of people showing characteristics of suicidal, you'll never really see that.
All right.
Tell them your Instagram again, brother.
They
can book you.
Book a photo shoot with the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? D-Love. It's that.
Book your shit.
Book a photo shoot with the GOAT. At D-Love Studios. You know what I'm saying? Come work, man. Let's get it popping. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
At D-Love Studios.
You know what I mean? You got merch on it. We got merch coming out. I got merch coming out. I got merch coming out for the summertime, the fall time, and the winter time. We got work. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you for having you. All right, man. So that's it for today's show. This is Spade of Spades podcast. Get y'all vaccines.
I'm not getting the vaccine.